Hello friends, in the last video we discussed about a complete detailed strategy of Indian polity and constitution for UPSC 2018 GS prelims. And from today onwards we are going to start a series of sessions which will help you master Indian polity and constitution for 2018 prelims. So starting with today's session, that is session 1, we are going to discuss what do we mean by constitution and what are the different aspects of constitution. Also, we are going to have a brief overview over Indian constitution, its different parts and its schedules. And lastly, we are going to discuss the prominent areas from where the questions can come from this elementary knowledge, which we are going to study today. So starting with today's session, the first question which comes in our mind is, what do we mean by constitution? A constitution is a supreme or a fundamental set of rules and regulations. So a constitution is not superseded by any authority, not by any person, and no one is above the law which is mentioned in the constitution. So this framing of constitution, it is a modern day phenomenon. It was not prevalent or present in the medieval and ancient societies. And what was the reason that the need of constitution arose in the modern societies? The reason was in the drawbacks of the earlier prevalent monarchy system of governance. So in the monarchy system of governance, where a king used to rule his subjects, in that system, it was seen that the king used to set the rules and regulations for the whole kingdom or the empire. Yet the rules didn't apply to the king. And this was the reason that the subjects used to suffer a lot if the king was not good in governance or if the king was cruel. And this led to the need of writing of a constitution, writing of a fundamental law, writing of a supreme set of rules and regulations which are above everyone. So every modern day constitution framed by every country, almost every country has framed a constitution of its own. So every modern day constitution is supreme and no one is above the law. Now let us have a look as to what should be the different aspects of constitution. The first aspect should be that it should be supreme in any country and no one should supersede, no authority, no person should supersede the constitution. Secondly, it should contain the whole structure of how a country should be ruled or governed. That is, it should contain the detailed description of administration of a country. Thirdly, it should be organized. It should be organized in a very good way, in a way as that it becomes easy to refer by the future generations. That is, it should be codified. Codification means writing in various articles, article 1, 2, 3, that is numbering the articles, numbering the laws. Secondly, it should be divided into chapters or parts. And lastly, it should have tables at the last. And these tables are also known as schedules or indices. Lastly, it should have an underlying philosophy which should be mentioned in the preamble of the constitution. So every constitution must have a philosophy over which it is based so that it becomes easier for the future generations to determine as to what step to take if a particular problem arises in the country regarding the governance. Now let us have a look as to, does the Indian constitution have all these aspects or not? So the Indian constitution is codified into various articles and it is written. So the Indian constitution is a written constitution and the various rules and regulations are codified. That means numbered. Article 1, Article 2, Article 1 to Article 395. It is codified. Secondly, the Indian constitution is subdivided into chapters better known as parts, and these parts have been mentioned here. So there are, you can see part 1, 2, 3, it is written in Roman numerals and it goes up to part 22. So these parts represent the various chapters. That is, chapters, every chapter or part deals with a specific part, deals with a specific aspect. Example, part 1 or chapter 1 deals with the union and its territories. Part 2 deals with citizenship. Part 3 deals with fundamental rights, and so on. Also, our constitution has tables which are mentioned at the last of the constitution, and these tables have been named as schedules, and we can very well have a look over these schedules out here. Schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they have been mentioned in the last. Apart from that, our constitution has a preamble, that is an underlying philosophy. The preamble to the Indian constitution contains in detail the underlying philosophies with which our constitution makers framed the constitution. So we can see that Indian constitution has all the aspects which should be present in a constitution. Now let us have a look as to the different parts and schedules of the constitution. So there are 1 till 22 parts in the Indian constitution, and from here a single liner or a factual question can be asked. It has been asked every couple of years in the UPSC prelims general studies portion. So questions can come from parts, 1 to 2 questions, and these questions are always factual or single liner questions. And the focus areas in the parts is part 10 is crucial, part 11 is crucial, part 13 is crucial, part 15 till 20 it's crucial, it's completely crucial, and out of that special importance must be given to part 18 and part 20. So this is the important portions of the parts of the constitution. Besides, let us have a look over the schedules of the constitution of India. So schedules, we can have a look that the schedules are all in all 12 in number, 1 till 12, and out of this again the questions can come, and the questions can be 1 to 2 in number approx. And let me tell you one thing, that in the last 3 to 4 years almost one question has come from schedules every year. The questions will be single liner or factual type of question, and the schedules which must be memorized are Schedule 3, Schedule 8, that is Schedule 3, Schedule 8, Schedule 9, Schedule 10, and Schedule 5 and 6 can come as far as comparison is concerned. So we must memorize the schedule number here and what is present in that schedule out here. And this will help us in solving the questions from the elementary portion of Indian Constitution. So this is a factual portion, and one must memorize in detail about the important areas which have been marked here. Numbers this side, details this side. So that was all regarding the elementary portion of Indian Constitution. We will again return with the session 2, in which we will start with part 1 of the Indian Constitution tomorrow. Good night.